Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. And we are here today to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you have not already, please like, comment, and subscribe. Or I should just say subscribe first, because you don't know if you're going to really like the video. But I would like for you to. And then comment, let's have some dialogue. So let's get started. They start off with Marlo. She's talking to her builder, and apparently he had to take off some a little bit of room from her closet to stay within her budget. And then we have Sheree and Kenya pulling up, and she's like, I invited some baby builders. She was like, one of them, it took 17 years to build her house, and the other one is still building. And I'm like, girl, they're done. They're done, as Nene would say. They're both done. But okay, it was cute shade. All right, so they're out there talking to the builder, looking at the revisions because he did have to cut 1,500 square feet to stay within her budget, and apparently she just wants a 500. She wants her room, her bedroom, to be much smaller than her closet. Like she wants closets everywhere, and apparently she wants it to look like a store. A department store or whatever. So he's like, even though I took some off, it'll still look like a department store. Kenya could not understand at all. She's just like, Marlo. But she's talking to the builder. She says she likes him. He knows his stuff. And he's building other homes around there. And she's telling him how beautiful it is. And yeah, so they get to talking about, Marlo living all the way there. And she's like, it's only 20 minutes from Buckhead. And if I can afford it, my money says I can live here. And Kenya's like, you always talk about your money. Oh, no, she says, Marlo says, because y'all think I'm so rich. And Sharea's like, no, you think you're so rich. You always tell me how so rich you are. And Kenya's like, yeah, every chance you get, you talk about your money. As soon as you came out at your event, you're talking about your money. So, of course, Marlo starts to get offended. And she's like, oh, you guys always asking where I get my money. It's too personal. It's too personal. And she starts cursing at Kenya. And Kenya's like, listen, don't start cursing and, don't start that or whatever. She's like, I'm just saying that this is what you always focus on. She's like, listen, but I love the place. She cuts it off real quick. So that's good. And then Marlo even said, okay, I'm gonna let it go. I'm not gonna, keep going and make it any worse. So that was cool that they were able to reel themselves in from that fight. So then as they're walking up, what's her name? Sheree asks Kenya, are you gonna see Mark when we're in New York? And she's like, no, probably not. I'll probably just have the au pair drop the baby off to him. And she's like, are you going to see Tyrone when we're in New York? I was like, Kenya ain't shit. And she's like, well, maybe I'm trying. He's trying. And then we see a flashback of them on the phone. And she's asking, can he come? And he's like, yeah, it's within my limits or whatever. I just can't believe that this is Sheree's life and her man. And she's like openly saying all of this on television. He's fresh out of prison. He's on probation. He can't move around. Like she is openly saying all this, girl. Okay, and so to end this scene, they talk about how Drew was kind of out of line at the party. And Kenya told Sheree she feels bad about how she attacked her. They all think that she went over the line and she doesn't know when to pull back. And that's because Drew is full of shit. Yeah. Yeah, now we go for a walk with Candy and Todd, and it's the same old, same old. They're talking about the place, they're talking about not having support for one another, and she does this laugh. He's like, why do you always do that laugh afterwards? Which I'm sure is annoying. I'm so sure. But I'm sure she does a lot of stuff that's annoying. Just her voice alone. Listen, I ain't got no issues with Candy, but her voice, so yeah, they're walking, talking about the place again. And she's, oh, why would I want to be in a place that you had with somebody else? Listen, I need them to come with something more. I need more because we're done. And I saw that he did a speak on it or whatever with her. I just saw the clip that they showed on, I think it was Shade Room or something, where he's saying she's the queen of Roa. And listen, she got to go now, though. Like, that may be true or whatever y'all want to think. Nene will forever be the queen of Roa, if she's there or not. But yeah, I just think that it's time for Kenzie and them to go. They have no storyline. They have nothing going on. She has a billion different spinoffs. Just let her deal with that. We're with Drew and her husband, and they're showing all these different assistants, you guys. And then they show assistant number two, excuse me, which is a guy that's supposed to be on probation. And it looked like he was running from the camera, like, oh my God, I ain't supposed to be seen right now. And production asked, well, how does probation work in in your household? And she's like, well, we run our business like a corporation. So you are on probation, and, if you do anything, then you're terminated. And I'm like, girl, first of all, four assistants, why? I just feel like she got people just running around the house for no good reason. And Dr. Ken is coming, marriage counselor, coming to talk to her and her husband. I don't even know his name, y'all. I'm not even kidding. I don't know his name. Y'all, I'm going to try not to ruin it for y'all by talking about how much this is bullshit. It, but Dr. Ken comes, sits down, and it's very awkward from the beginning. She starts talking about this dinner, and Dr. Ken kind of yells, respect, respect. And they looking like, what the hell? He's like, that was very nice gesture. And what's his name? Ralph goes on and on about how she didn't appreciate the steak and lobster. He wanted her to feel like a queen, and he should have got her a Lunchable. And just then the music stopped, and she's very dramatic with the, oh my God, girl, he's constantly saying disrespectful stuff to you. So why are you acting so surprised by this? Like, listen, I don't want to keep talking about the acting, but there's definitely acting going on. Oh, and the other thing I want to say is he got both his knees out, y'all. I don't trust a man with both his knees out like that. Like, I don't like it. And I saw it on something else recently. What was I watching? Oh, Maurice on Love and Marriage or Potomac or whatever. No, not Potomac. What was it? Huntsville. Maurice had both his knees out, and I was like, no, absolutely not. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But anyway, the doctor is telling them that they need to, of course, have more respect and be more in the now and try to like really appreciate each other. And I'm like, you think? I could have told him that. Like, where's the help? Yo, Dr. Kid is gangster. So they telling him about the the date, and she's saying, oh, Ralph is saying, yeah, she's saying Dr. Ken said this, and Dr. Ken said you're a maniac. And Dr. Ken says, listen, it don't matter what Dr. Ken says. Like, he was irritated for real. He was like, so I would just suggest the next time y'all have a date night and y'all discussing things, y'all don't discuss Dr. Ken. This is on y'all. I was like, damn, Dr. Ken said, keep his name out your mouth. He ain't playing with y'all. In a nutshell, y'all, oh my God, I wish y'all could go back and see their faces when he said that. Like, they're just staring at him like with a blank stare, because I know they thinking, damn, he is about it, about it. All right, so wrapping up this shit, he tells them that for 30 days they have to be in the moment, be considerate of each other's feelings, yada yada. If not, then the winner gets the person to do whatever they want to do for 24 hours. And he's just like, it might be have sex 8 times a day. And I'm like, dude, bring it back. Like, you're a doctor. That's not what you're here for. You're not here to talk to us about sex. Come on. And then he's like, or you could have him take care of the kids for the whole day. And if you don't want to do it, then just don't lose, basically. And they're all excited. We'll see how this works out. All right, so now we seeing all the women packing for New York, and Kenya has somebody coming up her driveway, y'all. And I remember seeing the previews and being like, this girl look familiar. She got no clothes on, just pasties and everything everywhere. Kenya's like, Lord, should I close my eyes? So it is Safari and Patrick. And she's kind of, excuse me, she's kind of pulling him with the thing around his neck and everything, which is really kind of how their relationship goes because she runs it. So yeah, that's how it goes. I can't believe Candy has them doing this though. Like, for real, I can't believe it. And I can't believe like Safari was just straight cool with it. She was cool with it. And we get to Drew in them house, and he's coming to the door super happy. Drew was like, close your eyes. I'm like, nope, he gonna be looking through his fingers because you know he want to see. Okay, so at Sonya's house, her husband was smiling too though, but Sonya's body, yes, like she had on a little belly shirt and her belly was cut up. Oh my God. abs for days. So, I mean, it ain't the same as Safari, but still, she bodied up with the abs. And Candy has given them these vibrating panties or whatever. I can't remember who said I already have these. I think it was Drew. But King is just like, how about sending a playbill? It's so funny because when she looked in the bag, she's like, okay, yeah, yeah, Candy. This is Candy's treat. And she's like, how about just sending a playbill or something? Like, what does this have to do with anything? And y'all know Candy. She just got to be different. And I'm just so over them sending these messages through people or whatever for invitations. Oh my God, just send an Evite like everybody else. Yeah, so Kenya asked Safari, "Are you not cold?" She smiles, "I'm not." And I'm like, I have never seen Safari smile this much. She smiled when she's like, Sonya. And she opened the door and she's doing a little whip in her face. I'm like, Safari don't smile. Y'all know Safari don't smile. She was happy about doing this though. I wonder, y'all think Candy paid them? Candy was like, "Oh, I give you $500, or maybe not even that much, because you know she cheap." Candy was like, "I give you $100, $150 if y'all go to these houses." Yeah, hopefully she paid them something. Y'all know they like to do everything for free around there. Listen, let me use your tables and chairs, Candy, for my party. Let me have Torin throw my party for free. Everything is free. Okay, so Drew and Marlo get on the phone. Drew, first of all, they're all super happy. Yay, are you ready for New York? And I'm like, y'all don't even like each other like that. And Marlo, you definitely don't like her like that. So Drew is telling how they came around and brought vibrators and stuff, and Marlo is like, "Listen, I don't want to hear it. I don't need no panties. I got my own panties. Want to see my panties?" And I'm like, "Nobody wants to see your panties." She goes over to her panty drawer and she's literally showing Drew her panties, talking about they have rhinestones and Candy ain't never seen that or whatever. And I'm like, who's richer? You or Candy? Do you really think this lady, this freak lady, she said Candy should change her name to Freak Candy. That's all she want to do is just be freaky. You think she really don't have no panties with rhinestones? Are you kidding me? Listen, I was trying to tell y'all too much information. Anyway, Kenya calls Sheree. Sheree is in the car. She got a yellow, look like Nike or something, some sort of joggers on. And it was cute though. Like yellow looks cute on her. But she's telling her how she sent a half naked man and woman over there. And Sheree is like, does that have anything to do with the play? And King is like, I hope not. Y'all, Candy and Todd getting on the bus, which I think is probably like maybe 3:30 or so in the morning, because he looked tired and he looked like he really don't want to be there. And she's talking about, she starts off saying, these ladies are always late. Really, Candy? Really? Because you're always the latest. And she's like, she want them all to be on the bus to make sure they all make it on time or whatever. So Drew and them comes next, and I'm not gonna lie, they were like smushed to death in this little bus limo thingy. It was just too early for all that shit, and they were just really really smushed. Sonya come in loud as hell. Good morning, peoples. I'm like, tone that shit down. It's too early in the morning. Her husband came in very nicely. Good morning, good morning. Listen, Todd is over it during this whole ride, y'all. Todd was over it. If y'all look at him at one point, he got his head in his hands. He's sleeping. He's trying to sleep. Like he was over it. And Candy was pretty loud too. All right, so Kenya comes on and sees all the couples, and she goes, "Oh, I didn't know it was a couples trip." And she's like in the confessional, like, "Where's the memo saying it was a couples trip?" And then they do a flashback to the party where Candy is like, no, Drew asked, "Is it a girls' trip or are we bringing people?" And Candy said, "You can bring whoever you want." And Kenya even commented and said, "Oh, I know somebody I could bring, or a date or something like that." So maybe she just didn't think she was for real. But yeah, she wasn't happy about the fact that she ain't had no date. Ken, you ain't got no date anyway. Ken. Y'all, was it me or was the bus or limo, whatever it was, trip just very awkward? Like Candy was like, "How'd y'all like y'all surprise?" And she starts screaming, laughing, and everybody's just looking at her. And I'm like, Lord, that's awkward. And she's like, "I just like to have fun." And then she's like, "And then we're gonna see Todd's infamous apartment." And I'm thinking, are we really all about to go up to this condo? Like, really, you about to take camera crew and everybody up to this condo, Candy? And so we get into the whole thing of, oh, maybe you guys can help me out with how to feel about this. And I'm like, really? Are you asking these women to help you know how to feel? First of all, you already know how you feel. You're not with it. And you know that these women are not going to do nothing but be negative and like keep enforcing the whole, oh my God, he could be doing something here. He has a whole apartment, a whole condo to himself. These are the wrong women to be asking how you should feel about that. All right, so they make it to the suite, the hotel suite, and they are in um, Candy and Todd's suite, and they have food sent up. So they all go out on the balcony and eat. I feel like it's cold because they all got on furs and everything. Why are we eating outside then if it's cold? I mean, I guess that's the only place that they could all fit, but I'm not with it. I'd have been like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit right here on this chair inside here. But the food must be good. King's like, this food is so good. Sonya is ready for the underwear. Yeah, let's get it going. And Kenya says, well, Sheree might be having company tomorrow, so and they're like, well, Candy's like, well, we can give him the remote. So Kenya's like, what's next? So we get to talk about who gets the next best room. And Candy wants them to give their freakiest story. And I'm like, this girl just eat, sleep, and dream sex. That's all she think about. Jesus. So Sonya says that they did it on a plane on the way to Dubai. So Candy's like, okay, you're part of the Mount High Club. And although Drew starts clapping for her, she's in the confessional saying, I feel like Sonya, with her face all screwed up, I feel like Sonya ain't never did it nowhere except her bed. And I'm like, girl, did you just not hear this woman say she ready for these panties? Like, that don't strike me as a prude. I'm sorry. Marlo says she did it at the zoo and a giraffe was watching and then he licked her face. And they was all like, you lying. So she in the confessional like, they want me to be a freak, so I just made something up. Sheree said in Miami, Carlton, at the pool, broad daylight in front of everybody. Oh no, do we believe that? I mean, I don't know. They weren't impressed, but I don't know. Yo, so then, oh my God, they talking about how Ralph was looking about Sheree's thing or whatever, and they like, yeah, Ralph like that one. So Marlo gonna look at Ralph and them and say, you want to go ahead and tell him grocery store Publix? And I was like, that's so rude. She is literally just calling them regular ass people. Like, she is so rude, and they didn't even catch that shade. They didn't. Y'all, these lying asses, he gonna say we were at the Dominican Republic in the middle of the ocean and we was out there doing it with the whales. And she was looking at him like, what are you talking about? And then she's like, oh yeah, we did it with the whales. True story, that's real. No, because you said true story, that's real. It is not real. It really is not real. And Sheree is like, where the whales come on the beach? First of all, he didn't say the beach, Sheree. So if you go, ooh, what was that, y'all? Okay, y'all. I think some kind of transformer or something blew around my place. So it was a big explosion. I don't think y'all can hear it though. But Kenya tells a story about a guy that she really liked, but he was really into hunting and they went hunting for coyotes. They shot a coyote, they were following his blood. It sent them to somewhere and they ended up doing it, and then oh my god, the coyote's not dead, so they continue to look for the coyote and follow its blood, and they were just like, just give it to her. Like, she just came out of nowhere with this shit, just give it to her. So Kenya got the second best room with her BS story. Yeah, so then the ladies are in makeup, and Sonya's getting her makeup done, talking to her husband about Drew and Sheree and what happened with the hands and the faces and everything. And she's basically saying she want to know why. Why would you not get rid of your assistant right now? And he said, he's running around saying things about your husband. She wants to know why. And in the confessional, she's saying that, she's kind of side-eyeing pretty much Drew as a friend. Then Sheree goes to Marlo's room while she's getting her makeup done. And Marlo always got something rude to say. She's like, we got to be ready at 4 for dinner. That's Sheree. And Marlo is like, or you mean to go see Todd's furniture list condo? Always got something smart to say. And she's like, you don't think he be doing nothing in that condo? So then, of course, we got to get flashbacks of them saying that, Todd be giving out fake names so that he can cheat and everything. Oh my God. So, yeah, they all dressed up and going on a field trip to go see the condo. And I'm not going to lie, this whole bus trip was uncomfortable. I didn't like Candy anywhere in this bus trip when she's like clowning him in front of everybody. It's okay to have your feelings or whatever. And that's why I know it's just a storyline, because I feel like she wouldn't be doing all this in front of people. She's like, yeah, he still act like a college student. This place is nowhere near. It's inconvenient. He want to get there and smoke and drink and turn out, and do all. Why are you saying all this about your husband in front of all these people? All these people is what I'm saying. Like, really? And then Sheree is like, the truth comes out. Yeah, Candy, you giving them way too much about your husband. I just think that that's real foul. It Yeah, Marlo knocked out. I mean, mouth open, knocked out. Laying on Kenya, knocked out. And Todd is giving his side and saying, "Listen, I live in Atlanta for you. I'm from New York. I just want to come home sometimes and be in my own world." And then Sonya's husband is like, "Yeah, I get it. He's always in your world. He want to be in his world sometimes." And they're like, "Ooh, Todd won, Candy zero." And again, Kenya's in her phone and Marlo is knocked out. They don't care. And I wouldn't care either because it's BS. Yeah, so then Todd says that, listen, when you are involved in things, I'm involved or whatever, I get outshined. And everybody's like, yeah, we can see how that's happening. And Candy is really feeling like she's losing big time. So she takes off her coat so that she can make her point. Hold on. Kenya's like, listen, Candy has been famous over half her life or whatever, and she's spoiled. So, she's just used to a certain thing. And she's like, I do feel like Todd is supportive. And I do too, you guys. Like, for real. I follow him on Instagram, and he have them kids all the freaking time. And it's not just like one of those dads who take a picture with them real quick and be done. Like, he has them kids all the time. So, no, you can't say that Todd is not supportive. That's why I think this is BS. But she takes off her coat and she's like, no, let me explain. And I'm like, are you really on this bus trying to get people to be against your husband? Like, it's just not cute to me. I don't like none of it. All right, so we make it to the condo. Nothing big happens, you guys. Like, everybody is just not impressed. And Kenya's running around acting like she's the builder. She can help design it. She says, listen, hire me. And, it's a win win for everyone. She's talking about the spiral staircase and all of this. And as far as I know, it's really expensive to live in New York. So I'm sure that condo costs a pretty penny. So I'm sure a lot of people would like to live there. And he has a rooftop, that you can go off on, go out on, go off on. And then you have Goofy, what's his name, Ralph, talking about, oh, I know a lot of good things happened up here. And Candy's like, see? And I'm like, you see, he's just tactless. Like, he's just so tacky and corny. And why would you say that if you already know she got an issue with something? Like, he's just, ugh. Anyway, so, excuse me, I mean, it was just a waste of time, basically. All right, we're at dinner. They're talking about who has on the panties. Nobody has on the panties. Then what's her name? Candy asked whatever happened with that assistant, and Ralph is like, I had to fire the assistant. And Kenya's like, what's wrong, Drew? And she's like, I just feel bad that I'm still dealing with the fact that we even, having to talk about another woman. And I'm like, are you really? Are you really? Okay, guys, we're gonna act like it's real. So, yeah. So he's asking when do you guys get over it? Basically, in a nutshell. And they're all like, time. He's like, because Drew just can't get over it. And yeah, it's like a typical narcissistic guy that just like do stuff and want you to just shut up about it. Like, if you forgive me, just shut up about it and get over it. So he's typical, and this whole conversation is typical. But I'm gonna try to see what I can remember. Either I'm gonna do a whole bunch of jump cuts where I'm just watching it or listening real quick and letting y'all know what I hear, because I really didn't pay it a whole heck of a lot of attention when I watched it, because y'all already know I think Drew and Ralph are lying. Like, I think this is all BS. So I'm not about to get snowed and get all into it, and I'm sick of them ruining dinners. I'm like, we're at a dinner again and we have to deal with them and their issues. So he's going on and on about her and the assistant, and Kenya is trying to take up for Drew and tell him that he needs to be more sensitive, yada yada. And she says something about and that, but Drew is also, she don't take accountability or anything. And Marlo is just like, listen, I am not gonna keep blaming him. I'm gonna blame Drew because you continue to let him do it. He only does what you allow him to do, and it's true. So the whole thing is just too much. Where Kenya's like, oh, he reminds me of Mark, and he's this, he's that. And I'm like, shut up, Ken, because you didn't do none of this talking when Mark was telling you what to do. And he was. He was talking to you like crap, which is what you said. Oh, he used to talk to me like whatever. He did. And you didn't say anything. So I'm not saying that Drew needs to continue to be quiet or whatever. I'm just saying everything happens in its own time, I guess. And you had to get there because we watched him talk to you like crap and you allowed it. So now that she's out of it, she can see. And I get it, but it's just the forcefulness in which she was talking like, wake up. It took you time to wake up, sis. And it's gonna, I guess, take her time if this is real. Don't think it's real, but it's whatever. So that's where the episode ended, you guys. If you are still here, you are the real MVP. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you have not already, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Smooches.